Wait. Have you been
There's
seeing?
literally thousands and thousands of fragments, and to this day they're still being translated. So when he tells you he's got the set, there is no set. He's lying.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
Which set am I talking about?
I don't. You said you've got the entire set of Cairo Geniza.
Now, he doesn't know what set I'm talking about, and he's calling me a liar. So this is what you call a liar, okay? When you don't know what you're doing, and then you start accusing. What set am I talking about?
You tell me. You said
I just mentioned. You don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just mentioned the name, S.D. Goitin. Do you know the name?
Yes.
Okay. So do you know what set I'm talking about now?
So
Do you know what set I'm talking?
tell me.
So you don't know.
Tell me.
Say I don't know.
Tell me.
Okay. So don't mention things you haven't
don't
even
know.
looked. Okay, wait.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
exactly. That's my point. You don't know what you're talking about.
Tell me the
You don't know
set.
what you're talking about.
Tell me the set.
Okay. You would know what I'm talking about if you knew what I'm talking about.
Tell me.
Because you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? So by that virtue, Joseph, he likes to throw things thinking Muslims, these ignorant Jahil Muslims, they don't know their history, right? S.D. Goitin is a Zionist scholar who studied the Cairo Geniza records found in Cairo, in Egypt, okay? And he did a commentary, a partial commentary, and he published 6 volumes, if I'm not mistaken, in yellow bindings. I have them at home in my personal library, okay? So Joseph doesn't know what he's talking about. And firstly, why would we accept the study of a Zionist scholar on a record which was found in a Muslim country and it hasn't been studied by other academics to date? Why would we? If an ISIS scholar comes to me, Abu Bakr Baghdadi, let's say, he sanctions a study, he patronizes a study, go and study a record, and these ISIS people publish this record with flashy volumes, flashy titles. Am I to believe that? No. To us, anything these Zionists.
Interpretation.
No. Well, okay. Now. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, he mentions exceptions from the Muslim lands. I am going to now. He said, do you remember what he said? That speak to the Jewish people who lived under Islam. Yes. Did he say that?
Yes.
Yeah. To know the persecution. Yes. I am going to now quote some Jewish people who lived under Islam, rabbis.
And then
Okay, wait.
Listen, you have a Jewish, they are living in Morocco, my friend. There is
No, wait. I have some crazy stuff.
living like
He's talking about
come on, man.
I've got, while he's looking this up,
No, I'm not looking this up. I'm reading it right now. I am reading it right now.
so
Wait. My time.
I mean, you have spoken
My
for a
time.
long
My
time,
time.
Adnan, like literally, I had a full head of hair before.
In
you started.
1420, Rabbi Yitzhak Rabbi Yitzhak Safati wrote a letter to his persecuted German brothers from the Ottoman Turkish territory. Listen now.
Guy, I've never heard of him.
He's a rabbi. Go and check. No. I'm quoting him.
He's not a major
Wait.
figure, is he? Is he a fringe figure?
He's a rabbi.
He's a random person.
He's a rabbi. He's a rabbi. Okay, he's a rabbi. I know it's gonna hurt you. It's antiseptic. You know what antiseptic is? Antiseptic.
Okay, finish what
Okay.
you're saying.
What you're gonna hear now is going to shock you, not him, because he knows a lot of this stuff. That's why I call him Fox News, NBC, CNN put together. Okay. Rabbi writes to his brothers in Germany who are being persecuted by German authorities, Jewish people, in 1420. He writes, inviting them to join him in prosperous and tolerant Islamic lands. What does he say? And I quote, this is what Rabbi wrote. Your cries and laments have reached us. We have been told of all the sorrows and persecutions which you suffer in German lands. Listen, my brothers, if you knew even the 10th of what God has blessed us with in this land, you would give heed to no further difficulties. You would embark at once to us. Here the Jew is not compelled. Here the Jew, you don't like it, do you? You don't like it. Do you want to hear it? This is one of your rabbis talking. Yeah. Wait. I'm gonna finish this. Here the Jew is not compelled to wear a yellow hat. You remember yellow clothes and yellow hat? So Joseph, that's why, hence NBC, Fox, CNN put together, right? Either he doesn't know this stuff, and if he knows this stuff, then he's an outclass liar. Okay? Hey, the Jew is not compelled to wear a yellow hat as a badge of shame. You will be free of your enemies. Hey, you will find peace. Rabbi Jazak. Okay, move on. Move on. Oh no. He, brother, do you not like? Okay. Wait. I haven't finished. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. The point is, Joseph, I would have read it. Joseph, I have not finished. Look at this. 3 people attacking me. This lady, this gentleman, and Joseph. They're not allowing me to speak. They will not. They don't like this information. The problem is in the information. It's not what I'm saying. The problem is in the is because this guy is being exposed. They don't like that. Okay, let me finish. Have the courtesy. Allow me my freedom of speech. Okay. The Italian rabbi, Obadiah Yare.
Who are you even quoting now?
To bring the.
Who are you quoting?
Okay. Can I finish?
Tell us who you're quoting.
Okay. I quoted sources in a previous debate with Joseph. And Joseph challenged me on Twitter. Joseph went on a victory parade on Twitter, and he said, Adnan Rashid is quoting sources that don't exist. And he is claiming things that don't exist. So he's a liar on Twitter. Okay? So what happens? He triggers Adnan Rashid, which is myself. So I go on my Twitter, I take all those quotes, and I start posting them. Joseph goes dumbstruck, completely silent, gone. And then when he comes back, he comes up with such lame things that people are actually laughing at him. What the hell is wrong with you people? Why can't you see black and white and admit it? If someone shows you the sun, why can't? So now I'm going to do the same thing today. Joseph is trying to discredit these sources. I'm quoting rabbis, learned Jewish men living in these lands. So, Italian rabbi Obadiah Yare da Bertinoro traveled to Jerusalem in 1486, wrote a letter to his father telling him about the country and his people. A rabbi traveling through Jerusalem in the 15th century, when it's being ruled by who? The Muslims, right? The Jews are not persecuted by the Arabs in these parts. I'm quoting. I have traveled through the country in its length and breadth, and none of them has put an obstacle in my way. They are very kind to me. Wait. They are very kind to. What's your problem? Why should? Why? I am not debating you. I'm debating him. Can you tell it?
You're debating yourself, Adnan. You've spoken for an hour. Literally.
No.
You've literally spoken for about 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm finishing. Listen. Why am I doing it?
You're trying to bore literally half the audience.
Why are you so triggered? I'm not debating you, am I? Why do I have to respond to you? You're from the crowd. I'm not debating the crowd. I cannot debate all these people. I am only talking to one person. That's why I request from you that if you want to talk to me, you will definitely be given a chance. We'll talk to you. So let me finish my point, please. Because you're actually. Why are you suppressing my voice? Why do you not want me to speak? Why is it so painful?
This is painful, Adnan. You've spoken for about.
No, this is painful. She's taking all your time. I'm not going to stop.
You're taking my time, not her, mate.
Can you stop? When you were being heckled.
Adnan, literally, I made one.
Ladies and gentlemen, when Joseph was being heckled, he had a problem with it. He came straight to me. Oh, now I start speaking, and these Muslims are heckling me. I told those Muslims to stop. You are all witnesses. Joseph, for some reason, is not talking to the lady. Can you tell her to be quiet? She's jeopardizing the debate.
Please be quiet. Let him finish. And then we'll bring it back to Israel today, which is what she's asking for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to respond to you, just for the benefit of the camera. He's bringing his sources. I'm going to bring my sources, and then we're going to go back to what the debate's supposed to be about, which is Israel.
Okay.
Every time he goes to the same talking point.
Okay.
We've literally had this debate 5 times.
What am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
got the same talking points. You've got
Can you
nothing
tell her
else
to be quiet?
say.
Can you tell the lady to be
She
quiet?
has been quiet. She's
Okay,
not talking.
I will not speak until she goes quiet. I will not speak until she's
not
quiet.
talking.
No, she's talking.
But she's talking to someone else.
No, I can't do this.
I can't stop someone talking to someone else.
No, you were asking me to do it to Muslims.
No, he was talking to
No,
me.
you were asking me to do it to Muslims.
So someone was
Okay,
literally
and
calling me
when
out
a
for
Jewish
fight.
lady is screaming at me,
The guy was
you
asking
cannot
me
stop
for a
her.
fight on screen.
Okay?
Slightly different than someone talking to someone else over there.
Zionists cannot suppress our voices.
Literally, Adnan, no one is suppressing your voice. You haven't shut up,
Okay,
mate.
okay. So now, coming back to why am I reading these quotes? Who is going to tell me why am I reading these quotes? Because Joseph himself, during his time, said, let's go to the Jewish people and talk to them. Ask them how they lived under Islam and what they felt about it. I'm responding directly to one of the points he raised, which is a fair point. So here a Jewish rabbi saying that they are very kind to strangers. Particularly, brother, take the lady away. Take the lady away, please, and talk to brother. I'm trying to read. Sorry. This lady she's been trying to disrupt the debate for a long time. So don't speak. Don't engage with her, please. Don't engage with her. The way they are very kind to strangers, particularly to anyone who does not know the language. And if they see many Jews together, they are not annoyed by it. In my opinion, an intelligent man versed in political science might easily raise himself to be a chief of the Jews as well as of the Arabs among them. Okay, doesn't stop there. No,
Come on,
one more.
literally,
One more.
Adnan,
One
come on,
more.
mate.
One more.
I haven't spoke for half
One more.
an hour, mate.
One more. One more.
Listen,
One more.
literally, is
So-
it the Adnan
so-
show or is it
so-
a
wait,
debate?
wait, wait, one
Are
more.
we debating
No,
or
wait.
are you talking to yourself?
Just finishing right now.
One more quote. This is ridiculous.
No, wait. So now what Joseph might do, he might come back, okay, and he might say that these are exceptional testimonies, and these Jewish rabbis, they had their personal experiences. Though they don't represent the overwhelming majority of the Jewish people and their views. Okay. For that, what do? We go to secondary sources, modern scholarship, recent scholars who have studied all of these primary sources, primary testimonies of the Jewish people, and these Jewish scholars will tell you what happened to the Jewish people in these times, and they will give you the general picture.
Adnan,
Not Zionists,
Adnan,
not
we're
Zionists.
Not going to secondary sources. It's
Oh,
my
wait.
turn to speak.
Okay,
now.
wait.
You've literally spoken for
If
an
you're going to
hour.
stop me,
It's not- I am going to stop you. It's my turn to speak.
If you are, okay, wait.
Like, literally, you've been on 20 minutes,
Okay,
mate.
because I'm being interrupted. I could have finished. I'm being interrupted.
Adnan, I'm going to walk away unless you shut up, mate. This is ridiculous.
Okay, if you want to walk away, no problem.
This is
If you want to walk away, no problem.
ridiculous.
I'm going to have to finish.
3 seconds.
Don't throw stones at me and
is
expect me to
ridiculous.
take it. No, I'm
Adnan,
going to throw
I
back.
literally
I'm going to
spoke
throw
for-
back rocks.
I spoke 3 to 5 minutes of
Wait,
You're speaking
wait,
for like 20
wait.
minutes.
It's very painful,
This
bro.
is- it's painful for everyone
It's
else,
very
mate. You
painful.
haven't shut
Okay,
up.
okay.
You have not
Let me
shut
finishing.
up.
If you let me finish, I would have finished by now.
Finish, please,
Yeah.
finish. That's all we want you to do, mate.
Finish your course. Finish your course of squeezing me. Finish your course of squeezing. Okay. So Zion Zohar, a Jewish scholar from the US, a recent scholar. I read some primary sources to you, rabbis and their testimonies. Why did I read them? So that you can actually hear it from the horse's mouth, as they say, yeah? Eyewitnesses who saw and they described. But then people like this, Zionist propagandists, they come back and say, oh, these are exceptional testimonies. They don't matter. The overwhelming experience of the Jewish people, the norm, the norm wasn't this. These are exceptions. So for the norm, we have a rule in academia. We go to secondary sources. We go to modern scholars who have studied these ideas, these quotes, and then they give their conclusions. They tell you what was the norm. This was the norm. Zion Zohar, a Jewish historian. He's not a Muslim historian, a Jewish historian. He writes in his book titled A History of Sephardic and Mizrahi Jewry. On page number 8 and 9, he states, thus, when Muslims crossed the Straits of Gibraltar from North Africa in 711 CE and invaded the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain, Jews welcomed them as liberators from Christian persecution. Born during this era of Islamic rule, the famous golden age of Spanish Jewry, circa 900 to 1200, 300 years. A Jewish historian is saying these 300 years this was the golden age of the Jewish people. He's produced such luminaries as statesman and diplomat Hasda ibn Shaprut, vizier and army commander Shmuel Hanagid or Samuel Hanagid, poet philosophers like Solomon ibn Gabriel and Judah Halavi, and at the apex of all of them was Moses bin Maimun, also known among the Spaniards as Maimonides. Okay, I will stop here because now Joseph, before he has a heart attack, listening to all this, I will stop and I will let him respond. And when he finishes, I will come back with more medicine. This time, this will be surgery. Okay, what I just gave you was the anesthesia, right?
Definitely put everyone to sleep.
But when I come back, will be the surgery itself. Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
Adnan was very gracious in admitting that he put everyone to sleep with his 2-hour diatribe.
Every Zionist to sleep, yeah.
So what I'm going to do, for everyone's sake, I'm going to race through a few quotes from the Cairo Geniza. I'm going to race through a few Islamic quotes. I'm going to race through a few examples of what it was actually like to live as a Jew under Islam
So,
back then.
can we time it now?
Adnan, stop talking, mate!
How long are we doing this?
Stop talking.
Well, you had about
3 minutes. Let's do 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
No,
Let's do.
we're not
Otherwise,
doing
we're going
3
to...
minutes, 3 minutes.
5 minutes, no problem.
Adnan, you
Give him
did-
5 minutes, then 3 minutes, 3
No,
minutes.
we're doing 20 minutes of me because you just spoke for half an hour, and then we can go 3 minutes.
No, wait.
Adnan, stop.
Wait. No, I'm not
Stop.
shutting up. No,
Stop.
5 minutes,
No,
5
not
minutes for
5
him,
minutes. I'm gonna
and then
speak-
3 minutes,
No,
3 minutes.
I'm
Because
gonna-
like this, we're going to continue for
Have you
hours
seen-
upon hours.
Look at the count. Everyone in the comment.
5 minutes.
Everyone in the
5
comments.
minutes.
Everyone in the comments. I want you.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Everyone in the comments. Everyone in the comments. I want you to watch back. If you're watching this, start timing how long he spoke for and how long I spoke for, and then listen to the audacity of this clown say that I'm going to speak for 5 minutes after you've just spoke for 20 minutes and bored everyone.
Let people-
The entire crowd has changed. because you
Let
spoke for
people
so
decide
long.
who's a clown here. Let people decide.
Please. So
Okay.
now what we're going to do, we're going to
You calling me a clown doesn't make me a clown, does it? I'm the one
Adnan,
coming out with sources.
Adnan,
I'm the one coming out with
Adnan,
sources.
Shut up, mate.
5 minutes.
Adnan, shut
5
up.
minutes.
Stop
5
talking.
minutes. 5 minutes.
Stop
We're gonna moderate this debate.
Adnan,
5 minutes.
Adnan,
5 minutes.
No, stop talking. I'll stop talking when I want to stop.
5
talking.
minutes?
No, I'll stop talking when I want to stop.
Okay.
Just like you
Okay.
did.
Wait.
Just like
Because
you did,
this
Adnan.
is a crybaby, so he's gonna go later on and cry about it. So I'm gonna let him go on. I'm gonna let him go on, and then next time we're gonna do 3 minutes. Fine?
can't-
Is that fine?
fine.
Okay, good. Let go on, crybaby.
Notice how he can't.
And notice how this lady will not talk now when he talks.
My time.
Notice how she will go quiet. Notice how she will go quiet. Start talking.
He does not stop talking.
Notice how she will go quiet.
I feel sorry for Adnan's wives. I really do. I really
Wives?
Yeah,
Wives?
I'm sure you have a whole harem. Adnan, I feel sorry.
You think I have a harem? You think I have a harem?
I'm sure you do. I feel sorry for each and every one of them because, my goodness, they need to have good ears to listen because you do not stop talking.
You're 20 minutes starting now.
Even when you're...
You're 20 minutes. If you have 20 minutes to talk, no
He
problem.
can't even let me speak. I can't even make a joke about his wives.
Okay, wait. Okay, you're starting now. Are you going to talk now? Yes. I'm talking. The lady. I'm talking. By the way, I'm asking this lady behind the camera who's been making noise. Who's been making noise when I was speaking, right? Now watch. She will not speak now. For 20 minutes, she will not speak. Watch. Go on.
Notice how it's my
Go
time
on.
and he's done more time speaking than me.
Go on. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Can you continue speaking? Continue speaking, please.
Let's see what he said.
Can you continue speaking in his time? Can you make that noise you were making at my time when he's speaking?
Some examples of what it was actually like to live as an ordinary Jew, not from some cherry-picked examples of history that back up his argument, which actually misrepresent what the text says. It's amazing when you go to the text. He will say things like, "It was that they said what was the word you used precisely? Something like." The Jews that said it was beautiful to live under, I can't even remember the words, how the protection that they offered. And when I went to the sources, it wasn't talking about Muslims, it was talking about Gentiles, non-Jews in general. But anyway, I'm going to get to the actual...
Not my time, so I will respond.
Okay.
I will respond.
So here's some examples of the quotes from the Geniza. And this is from the Cairo Geniza. This so let's go. A man from Alexandria was forced to flee from the city because he was unable to pay the jizya for his young boy. He implored Abraham ibn Moshe Maimon, one of the descendants of Maimonides, the son of Maimonides, sorry, for help.
Joseph.
Adnan, let me speak.
Sorry. I have a question. I have a quick question.
No.
Why is she not speaking now?
Adnan,
She is speaking now. And stop touching me, Adnan. I'm not your wife. Stop manhandling me.
It's halal for Muslim men to touch other human beings
I don't like
other
it
than
when
their
you
wives.
stroke my arm. I don't like it.
Mommy will smack you soon.
I'm gonna touch you with a cold bottle.
With your miswak. A man from Alexandria was forced to flee from the city because he was unable to pay the jizya for his young boy. He implored Abraham ibn Moshe Maimonides' son, for help, stating that he had been unsuccessful in obtaining any work, although he was willing to work for only 1 silver dirham daily as a wage. So a man was forced to flee because he couldn't pay the tax.
One man.
Umar II forbade the dhimma to enter a bathhouse on Friday. Oh, actually, I'll come back to those. 15,000 gold coins, and this is so charging the community in Jerusalem, I believe. 15,000 gold coins, and to add to that, some 6,000 fell on the Jews of Jerusalem. And we gave them 2,500 gold coins until we were out of everything we had. Empty, naked, sad, and poor. Nothing remained to a man in his house, even the dress for himself. Houseware. Some of us mortgaged their houses with interest in order to pay, and some of them sold them completely. Many of this was their suffering. Another one from the Geniza. The condition in Jerusalem is torturous and breaks everybody, and the burden is too heavy to bear. The tax of captivity and the compulsion of the ledgers, which is worse than anything. Literally, Adnan will tell you that it was great living as a Jew. When you read what the communities in Jerusalem, when you read what the communities in Fustat, when you read what the communities and all of these places were saying, when it's recorded in their Knesset, in the Knesset he claims to have.
Is the time there?
Adnan.
No, not that time. The chronology of these
yes,
quotes.
that was 1029. So this is all there, the 11th century.
All from the 11th century.
No, so some of those.
So can you give me the chronology as well?
So yeah, those
That's very relevant to our debate.
Yes.
Chronology. When are these quotes? Actually, Cairo Geniza has documents for 1,000 years.
So Maimonides was the 13th century. So his son, that was the 1200s. The last two I read were the 11th century. So we've just got 2 centuries of the time that Adnan is saying is the golden era for Jews, or just immediately after that.
In Spain.
This is Salahuddin. This is the time of Salahuddin and his descendants. This is in Fustat. This is in Alexandria. This is in Egypt. So to go on. So what Adnan doesn't mention is what it was actually like to live as a Jew. So now I'm going to go to Muslim sources. So, when it comes to synagogues, we will neither erect...
Which Muslim source is this?
So this is the Pact of Omar, and then all the scholars afterwards on the Pact of Omar. And what was the Tabari in various places, various people.
Okay, where...
Adnan,
No.
I didn't interrupt you.
You asked me about the rabbis. Remember? I was reading the... So I'm likewise. I'm not stopping you. I'm not interjecting. I'm asking for you to clarify what
so
the
author...
author...
This is the Pact of Omar, and then we'll go to...
Which is a forgery.
Okay, so...
it's a forgery, by the way.
We'll get there.
So read it, no problem. I just want to clarify for everyone, it's a forgery. The Pact of Omar is a forgery.
Almost every caliphate enforced. So Adnan today, in Speaker's Corner, is saying it's a forgery, yet almost every caliphate...
You're going to have to prove that. You're going to have to prove that every caliphate... Did you hear that? Every EVERY with capitals. Every caliphate imposed it. So now you're going to have to show us how.
Adnan.
I'm waiting. Your time. Just shh. I'm waiting. Every now.
Adnan.
I want to see every.
Adnan, stop talking. It's not your turn.
So it's not every, right? Clearly, it's not every.
Have you noticed how terrified he is of letting it?
I am so terrified that I wanna hear now about every caliphate.
Stop talking.
I'm waiting 20 minutes more. 20. Bring every caliphate.
Adnan, you had your turn. I'm not your wife. You don't rule over me. It's my turn to speak.
I don't rule over my wife. I don't rule over my wife. She's not my slave. Thanks to Allah, thanks to Islam. Thanks to Islam. Thanks to Islam. You want to talk about what happens? What happens? What happens? You want to talk about wives? You want to talk about wives?
We will neither erect in areas.
I don't know what you're on about.
Okay, this is Umar the second, not Umar the first. I'll just get. So basically, the Pact of Umar says that Jews and Christians can't rebuild their buildings that they fall into disrepair. Adnan thinks it's a forgery. That's fine. Adnan's entitled to his opinion.
I will quote scholarship.
Abu Yusuf.
Who is Abu Yusuf?
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I know who he is.
I know you know who he is. That's
So
why I
who's, you
mentioned
tell me who's Abu Yusuf. I told you Maimonides, right?
So-
I told you Maimonides. I quote the source and I give you an introduction. Who is Abu Yusuf? Who is Abu Yusuf?
So Abu Yusuf.
This is Fox News, NBC and CNN put together, reading from Google.
Adnan, let me speak.
Abu Yusuf.
Adnan, let me speak.
Abu
noticed-
Yusuf.
Notice how he spoke for an hour and I didn't interrupt him. Every time I make a comment, he heckles. He talks. Adnan,
Sorry.
let me speak. So, under Islam, under most of the caliphates, Jews were not allowed to rebuild their synagogues. I'm now going to bring examples from history of that. Yeah. So, this is Umar II. This is our 8th century. Do not destroy any Jewish or Christian house of worship.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Adnan, stop talking, mate. I did not interrupt you.
We got to talk.
Not
about
even sanctuaries of fire worship.
Why are you so quiet?
If they were-
You look so beautiful when you're quiet. You look so beautiful
Adnan,
when you're
Adnan,
quiet.
I wish you farewell, mate. I'm not going to do that.
Sorry, sir, continue.
No, Joseph.
Continue.
Let Adnan answer me, please. Let him answer me.
I've triggered her again. I've triggered her again.
Your time.
Okay.
He did not answer. I want to ask when.
No, I want him to continue.
Jerusalem. You answer me.
I will answer. I will answer.
When was Jerusalem the
I-
capital to any Arab country except to the Jewish people?
When was Jerusalem?
Is a capital
Yeah.
of any Arab country except to the Jewish people.
I will answer the question later on.
Answer.
No, because this is time. Because, do you want me to answer her?
Yes, answer.
Just because then I think she'll stop. She'll let us speak. So just
Okay, Jerusalem has been,
date.
okay, when you say a capital,
Yes, a
you mean a capital of a Muslim dynasty.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
Okay.
it was the Khalifa,
we've had many Palestinian dynasties.
Was that to do with the Palestinian never was a state?
No, you're not letting me answer the question.
No, I want to answer you when you mislead people. You say Palestinian.
Can I answer the
You
question?
say- Okay, answer me.
Can I
You
answer?
say Palestinian state. Who was the last president?
Who
Answer.
was the last president of what?
The Palestinian state you're talking about. When was Palestinian sovereignty? Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So can I answer?
Tfaddal.
I will ask you to read a book written by a Jewish
I
scholar.
don't want to read. I cannot read. I want you to answer me.
Okay. I will give you two. I'm answering. Can you let me finish?
Tfaddal.
Can you? Tfaddal. So let me. Yeah. You're saying tfaddal, but you're not letting me, Yeah. Okay. I will invite you to read 2 books. Okay? 2 books. The answer is there. History of Jerusalem by Karen Armstrong. Let me finish. Karen Armstrong, History of Jerusalem. And another by a Jewish scholar, History of Palestine by a Jewish scholar. Okay, it's published by Cambridge University Press, and it covers the entire Islamic period. Okay, you will see the importance Palestine in general.
If you read them,
please.
enlighten me.
Okay, please.
Please enlighten me
Okay.
about the last president of Palestine, so-called Palestine. Answer.
I don't accept this leadership to be proper leadership
What's this
of the
question gonna
Palestinians.
prove?
Yeah.
You don't accept.
Yeah, they're not sincere with the people. Continue.
Okay. So
Okay.
back
Now
there.
let me finish as well. Because I like
Debate
to
on
speak.
her now.
I want you to enlighten me. You read Oxford.
You want to be enlightened?
What?
You want to be enlightened?
No, I know a lot of things.
Bring her.
But
Do you want me to enlighten you? Then you have to let me enlighten you.
No, I don't want
you
to.
shut
I
up
want
and let
to
him
listen.
answer?
No, don't be rude.
I want you to answer.
She's elderly.
my question.
We have to respect her.
Are you talking about us occupier? When he was the Muslim, come from Al Jazeera,
What is your name?
you
Can you shut up
occupied
and
the
let him
Middle East.
answer?
You called it Futuhat. Your occupation.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Return to our land. الذي كتب الله لنا. ادخلوا الأرض الذي كتب الله لنا.
Okay, no problem.
It's ours.
Okay.
So don't talk about Zionism.
Okay.
It's ours.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I will let you speak now. You've said what you wanted to. Thank you. Thank you. Now, over to you, Joseph. Your 30, 40 minutes. Go on. The timer has gone. Our timer has run away. Where is the moderator? The moderator has given up. Okay, Joseph, it's recording. The sound is working. I can see it. Leave it alone and come in. Finish your go, because you're running out of evidence. I can see it. I can see it. You only got 1 or 2 lines left now.
I've got loads.
Yeah.
Literally multiple.
No
times.
problem. Google lines.
Adnan.
Scary that they think.
So I'm going to speak now. Adnan tried to present a history of Jews under Islam, where Jews occupied high positions. They were a protected people, and they did not suffer persecution. That is a lie. And he knows it's a lie because he's read the sources I'm about to bring. I know you've read the Tabari. I know you've read the Tabari many times because you've quoted it to me. So,
I'm waiting.
So this is Tabari. So he mentioned a rabbi who nobody's heard of, saying that Jews didn't have to wear distinctive clothing under the Ottomans in that year. This is now Tabari.
Okay.
And this is in the year 853.
Please do quote. But I was talking about the 15th century. When did Tabari live?
I'm not sure. You tell me when.
So you don't know?
I don't know.
So how is
Adnan, can I make a
I
point
want
here?
you to read, Joseph, I want you to read. But how is Tabari relevant to my quote? My quote is from the 15th century.
Yeah, later, after Tabari, yeah? Much later.
How many years?
I'd imagine maybe 15th century, 400 to 600 years?
More than that.
More. So, okay, 700 years.
More than that.
So
okay.
700?
So yeah.
So Tabari would have been 800.
Tabari was alive in the 10th century. Tabari was alive in the 10th century, and we're talking about 500 years difference.
So I said
so you're making something relevant.
You said it was the 15th century.
Yeah, 500 years. Between Tabari and the court.
Years.
Yeah, between Tabari and the court I read. Yeah.
That means 1400s.
Yeah.
Okay. So 400 years. That's fine. In this year, Al-Mutawakkil ordered, this is the year 853, that the dhimmis affix 2 yellow sleeves to their outer clothes. So one of the first people to make Jews wear distinctive clothing wasn't the Nazis with the yellow star, it was the Abbasids with the yellow sleeve. And this is still Tabari, and this is now the year 853. In this year, the same Caliph Al-Mutawakkil ordered that churches and synagogues newly built under Islam be destroyed. So the Caliph declared that Jewish synagogues should be destroyed. This is in the year 1419.
1490.
Sorry, 8543, sorry. 853, sorry, still Tabari, still not 14. The page
853,
the page is 1419, sorry. He ordered that they restrict them so that Jews restrict their mounts to mules and donkeys and avoid riding pack horse. So under the Abbasids, Jews weren't even allowed to ride horses. They had to humble themselves and ride donkeys. This is a really interesting thing. Adnan talks about how Jews had these grand positions in Muslim society. What he misses out is why. First, they were the only ones that could do that, and the huge opposition that came from the scholars, from the ulama, to that. So I'm now going to read from, again. This is now from a modern historian, Moshe Gil, Harun al-Rashid, Al-Mamun and Muqtadir ruled that Jews, Christians should not be employed in public office except for physicians and money changers. So I'm going to continue. So bear with me.
Okay.
No, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
No problem. Have your time. Have your time, because my surgery is coming. Before the effects of anesthesia fade away. I want to do my surgery before you wake up.
Ibn Hubayra, who was the vizier to I actually really love this one. This is really, really interesting.
He loves this one.
All
Listen.
agree that no new synagogues or churches should be built in Islamic countries, in cities either open or falsified. Opinion is divided over whether it's permissible to build a new house of worship near the cities.
Please. You're disturbing the debate, brother.
Malik, Shafi and Hanbali have said that it's too forbidden, but Hanafi said that if the place is near the city...
You don't know what these things are?
Yes, there's the four madhabs.
Okay. What is the name?
So I just said Hanbali, Hanafi,
Shafi.
Malik.
No, wait. Don't look. Tell me which 4 schools. What are the names of 4 schools?
What is this?
So you don't know. Okay. Can you let the cameras see what you're reading from? Let them see. It's a bunch of quotes
that I put together in Excel.
Yeah, it's a bunch of lines without context. Joseph does not have a clue. What he has done, he has collected
Adnan,
this information.
Adnan,
Yeah.
Stop talking. You asked me what they were. I said they're the 4 madhabs, yeah? And I said there's consensus.
Continue.
There's consensus amongst them.
Continue,
that
Joseph.
I don't need your permission, Adnan. That a Jew cannot build their house of worship and cannot build a new house of worship under Islam. So what Adnan wants to do, he wants to present a history where Jews and Muslims are equal. When you read what it was actually like, so he said in the 15th century what it was like to live as a Jew under the Muslims in Israel. What he misses out in 1517, just a few years later, the entire community of Hebron was massacred. The Jewish community of Jaffa was massacred. So Adnan cherry picks his quotes. And what you'll notice was this happens every time we talk. This conversation started with Zionism. I challenged Adnan to a debate about Zionism. And what he does every time is rehash his same old quotes, same old talking points. Each time we talk, I bring different quotes. You bring the same old played out quotes, which you misquote, you misrepresent. You've never read
Let people decide.
You've never read the primary sources.
Okay.
Because you misrepresent them. If he would, he brings sources which actually ridicule Islam, and he brings them as proof of supporting and worshipping Islam.
Okay. Can I now?
No, you can't. So I want to bring it back to what the debate actually started about, and that is Israel-Palestine. And Adnan made a disgraceful and shameful comparison between the modern state of Israel and ISIS. Now I'm going to rip that apart.
It's a very good comparison.
I'm going to rip that apart. Israel...
No, wait. First, let me deal with history. We're going to come to Israel. No, let me deal with history.
I literally said when I started
So I'm going to speak for half an hour.
You can speak for as long as you want.
No
I'm
problem.
going to speak.
No problem. Good. That's it. Surgery will be prolonged.
That's fine, Adnan. That is fine. Adnan made the disgusting comparison to the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq.
And the Jewish state of Israel.
And Israel.
Yeah.
Israel.
Just as Islamic as that state is, as Jewish is.
Adnan, stop. Israel is a secular democracy. There are 2 million Arabs that live there. They have complete equality with the Jews. So much so, there is an Islamic political party that is in the government today. They are in government. There are Arab judges who sent Jewish prime ministers and presidents to jail. The best performing religious group in Israel in education aren't religious Jews, it's Arab Christians. Adnan wants to paint a picture where this beacon of democracy and equality in the Middle East is comparable to his co-religionists who enslave Yazidi women and rape and murder them, who behead people of even Muslims who have a slightly different interpretation of Islam. They burn them, behead them.
You just made my point.
They slaughtered hundreds of thousands of their own fellow Muslims and fellow non-Muslims who were living.
You're helping me.
In comparison, Israel goes to incredible lengths to preserve the lives of Palestinian civilians. It treats Palestinians in its hospitals. It helps with the infrastructure. It provides electricity. So Adnan...
No problem. Yes, I talked about it. I talked about it. I will address it. Let him finish. He's going to cry about it if you don't let him finish.
He is ashamed by his co-religionists, and the greatest insult he can think of to tar any state with is to compare it to his co-religionists in Syria.
Okay. So can I now respond?
You can respond, yes.
Okay, good. So first to history. My surgery begins. What Joseph did, he read you quotes which he has collected from internet, from Google searches, from Zionist websites, maybe Zionist propagandists. And when he's reading examples of persecution, he's reading of a Jewish man found jizya to be very high. Another Jewish man was wronged in such and such place. But did you notice, when I read the quotes, they represented social realities. They represented a lot of people, how they lived under Islam and Muslims. I will continue with that. Okay. Now, the city of Jerusalem. Okay. What happened throughout history with the Jewish people is the question. How did they feel under Islam? There are books written by academics. Now I challenge Joseph, how do we come to the conclusion? I can read quotes and quotes and he will read all his snippets and then people will be confused. One simple challenge. Academics who are recognized by institutions as scholars. Scholars.
Yeah,
okay?
Moshe Gill's a preeminent scholar on Jewish-Islamic relations. Read him.
Yeah, Moshe Gill is the one who wrote the history of Palestine.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one.
Have you read him?
Yeah.
So
I know. Okay. No. Have you read Moshe Gill, right?
Yeah, I've got both his books.
Okay, good, brilliant. That's so nice. I'm so happy to hear that. Have you read Amnon Cohen?
No.
Okay. Have you read Jacob Lesnar?
No.
Have you read Bernard Lewis?
Yes.
Okay. Which one?
The history.
Jews of Islam.
Yeah, Jews of Islam.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Have you read the book? Are you sure?
Several years ago.
What does he say? Okay, what does he say in that book about the Jews and the Muslims?
So
now we're getting somewhere. He has read the book. Now let's see if he's honest about it.
I disagree with Bernard Lewis. Bernard Lewis.
Wait. Moshe Gill. By the way, all the people I mentioned are Jewish. All the people Amnon Cohen, Jewish.
But Moshe Gill is
Bernard Lewis, Jewish. Jacob Lesnar, Jewish. He has, remember,
here is Moshe Gill.
just I want you to notice his body language. When he mentioned Moshe Gill and he became excited. I've read it. I've got 2 volumes. Okay, but when I mention other Jewish scholars, a plethora of them, have you read Zion Zohar?
No, but you have.
Okay, okay. And do you want me to keep mentioning names?
You can mention.
I'm going to give you a list of Jewish scholars who will dismantle your Zionism historically. They will show you how disingenuous you people are. Wait. Okay, wait.
He's playing
Please.
tricks
Now
with
it's my
you.
turn.
Sorry, you were asking me questions, so I was responding to your questions.
So how do we know what Joseph is saying and what I'm saying? We go to secondary sources. We go to Jewish scholars and non-Muslim scholars who have written on this phenomenon. Okay, they will tell you that the Jews lived under Islam in protection and prosperity. Jewish scholars. I'm not talking about Muslim propagandists, imams, or Muslim theologians writing these books, trying to present them to the Zionists. Jewish scholars are writing this, such as, for example, okay, Dean Philip Bell.
Philip Bell.
Yeah, who is a professor of Jewish history.
But is he Jewish? Philip Bell doesn't sound a very Jewish name, that's why I'm asking.
No, he's a professor of Jewish history, Jewish studies.
Jewish?
Okay, I don't know Jewish. We can check. Dean Philip Bell. Professor Dean Philip Bell, who is Dean and Professor of Jewish History at Spertus Institute of Jewish Studies in Chicago. This is what he had to say in his book. Okay, what does he say? He's a professor of Jewish history. He's a current, recent scholar who has studied all of these quotes and beyond. What does he say? Jews under medieval Islam never suffered from same general negative perception as in the Christian West. Are you listening? Despite regional variations and high medieval political instability, in medieval Islam, multicultural environments combined with active engagement in sciences and literature led to something of an Islamic golden age for the Jews, at least according to most historical accounts. So what Dean Philip Bell, a professor of Jewish history in an institute in Chicago, is saying, most historical accounts tell us that the Jews had a golden age under Islam. Okay? And then he continues, it has been primarily in the context of recent political developments that the once assumed positive view of Jewish life under medieval Islam have been seriously questioned. What recent political developments is he talking about? What? The state of Israel. The state of Israel and the Zionist movement, right? It is only the Zionists who have challenged this golden age of Islam, of the Jewish people, because it goes against the agenda. What do the Zionists argue, like Joseph has been arguing? Why are we even having this debate? The reason we're having this debate is because Joseph, who's a Zionist, proud Zionist, self-proclaiming Zionist, he has said that Jews needed protection. Their lives were in danger. What happened in Germany could happen again. Even though some scholars said that if Muslims are ruling Germany, we would have 6 million more Jews in the world today. Okay, some Muslim scholars said this, right? So why do the Zionists have to make up this lie and this story that the Jews were heavily persecuted under Islam, even though the overwhelming majority of Jewish historians writing on Jewish history, yeah, they say that the Jews lived under Islam in harmony and protection for over 1,000 years. And who is saying this? Not Muslim historians, Israeli Jewish historians, including Bernard Lewis, who was seen as an authority on the history of Islam. He died over 90 years old. He was advising the US government during the Iraq war. He actually advised President Bush to attack Iraq. Bernard Lewis. This is hostile. This is how hostile this person. He has written a book titled The Jews of Islam. In this book he states what? The Jews lived in relative harmony under Islam. Such a hostile person to Islam and Muslims is writing this, and he doesn't like it because he's a Zionist. Bernard Lewis he did. And then his conclusion was that all of these exceptional events and incidents put together cannot outdo or outweigh the positive experience of the Jewish people for over 1,000 years with Muslims. This is his conclusion. And not only that, other Israeli scholars, the surgery commences. This is the surgery. Now Joseph is going to enjoy the surgery. Amnon Cohen. Why do Israelis, Zionists like this man, have to argue that the Jewish people had no chance under Islam, even though they survived? Brother,
What do you mean by Zionists?
brother, we are having a debate. We're in the middle of a debate. So I'll come back to you. Okay. Amnon Cohen, a Jewish historian from Israel, studied the documents stored in the archives of the Sharia court of Jerusalem, commonly known as Sigil, from the 16th century, whereby he found 1,000 Jewish cases filed from the year 1530 to 1601 with the Sharia court. Cohen published his research in 1994, and during his research he made some astonishing discoveries, as he himself states, and I quote Cohen. He states, cases concerning Jews cover a very wide spectrum of topics. If we bear in mind that the Jews of Jerusalem had their own separate courts, the number of the cases brought to Muslim courts, which actually meant putting themselves at the mercy of a judge outside the pale of their communal and religious identity, is quite impressive. The Jews went to the Muslim court for a variety of reasons, but the overwhelming fact was their ongoing and almost permanent presence there. This indicates that they went there not only in search of justice, but did so hoping, or rather knowing, that more often than not they would attain redress when wronged. The Jews went to court to resolve much more than their conflicts with Muslims or Christian neighbors. They turned to Sharia authorities to seek redress with respect to internal differences and even matters within their immediate family, intimate relations between husband and wife, nafaka maintenance payments, to divorce support and infants, etc. He continues, their possessions were protected, although they might have had to pay for extra protection at night for their houses and commercial properties. Their title deeds and other official documents indicating their rights were honored when presented to the court, being treated like those of their Muslim neighbors. Keep in mind, this is an Israeli scholar called Amnon Cohen writing about the condition of the Jewish people in the city of Jerusalem in the 16th century when the Ottomans were ruling the city under Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. And he continues, the picture emerging from the sigil documents is baffling. On the one hand, we encounter recurring sultanic decree sent to Jerusalem in response to pleas of the Jews. The Jews are pleading with the Sultan to the effect that nothing should be done to stop them from applying their own law. Regarding a variety of matters, there are also many explicit references to the other overriding importance of applying Sharia law to them only if they so choose. On the other hand, if we look closely at some of the inheritance lists, we see that the local court allocated to female members of Jewish families half the share given to male members, exactly as in Islamic law. This meant ipso facto a significant improvement in the status of Jewish women with respect to legacies over the accorded them by Jewish tradition, although it actually meant the application of Islamic law and in an internal Jewish context. He, the Muslim judge, defended Jewish causes jeopardized by high-handed behavior of local governors. He enabled Jewish business people and craftsmen to lease properties from Muslim and endowments on an equal footing with Muslim bidders. More generally, he respected their rituals and places of worship and guarded them against encroachment, even when the perpetrators were other Muslim dignitaries. It doesn't stop.
Neither do you.
Amnon Cohen now concludes, having studied the sigil court records, a Jewish Israeli scholar published this research in 1994, and I'm quoting him word by word, against what Zionists like Joseph argue, that Jews were always persecuted, they were always in a state of fear, they never prospered, they were always being brutalized by Muslims, and the list goes on, right? And using what? Those snippets he used earlier. And this is what modern scholarship of the Jewish people has to say to the Jewish people. His conclusion is, Amnon Cohen, and I quote, no one interfered with their internal organization or their external cultural and economic activities. In a world where civil and political equality or positive social change affecting the group or even the individual were not the norms, the Sultan's Jewish subjects had no reason to mourn their status or begrudge their conditions of life. The Jews of Ottoman Jerusalem enjoyed religious and administrative autonomy within an Islamic state, and as a constructive, dynamic element of the local economy and society, they could and actually did contribute to its functioning. So, what point am I trying to make?
You tell us.
This is a Jewish scholar from Israel, and there's a list of them. There are many Jewish scholars who simply cannot lie, even though some of them are spin doctors, no doubt. Some of these Zionist academics teaching in Israel and beyond, they like to spin facts, or they like to downplay the Islamic role in the well-being of the Jewish people, generally speaking. But there are those who know their integrity, their credibility is at stake. That's why people like Bernard Lewis, as hostile as he was to the Middle East or to the Arabs, in his public lectures, he said openly In fact, in one of the lectures delivered in Israel in front of these Zionist Jewish activists, he said to them, there is no doubt that the Muslims allowed the Jewish people to live in harmony and peace. Okay? There's no doubt about that. Don't ever question that. Okay? So how on earth can Zionist activists like this can come and start quoting from primary sources out of context? Now, I'm going to finish now. I want him to now bring me a recognized Jewish academic, let's say not Christian, not an atheist, not a Muslim, a Jewish academic who has said that Jews were persecuted throughout the Muslim history in the Muslim lands. One Jewish recognized academic, quote him, bring his quotes, bring his conclusions, read to me what he said. I want you to know, how many did I produce? How many? You've been listening to me. I produced a number of authorities from the Jewish sources to argue that the Jews flourished prosperously under Islam. I produced many, and did I quote one Islamic source? Did I quote one Muslim source? I did not. I'm relying heavily on Jewish sources. I want him to now produce one Jewish academic recognized by Western institutions or any reputable institution who said that the Jews as a norm suffered under Islam throughout the history of Islam within the Muslim civilization. Yallah, over to you.
What I find amazing
Respond.
about this is Adnan claims to be a historian, and he just ridiculed me for using primary sources. This is absurd. So for those that don't understand how history works,
and now Mr. Historian is going to teach us.
Yeah.
Do you have a qualification in history?
I
do.
I know you do, which is the
I do.
is the comedy of what you just said.
No. So I can stand and say, let me teach you how history works.
Adnan, stop talking. You have what's called a primary source, which is the original.
You can tell us how Zionism works,
You have a
or
primary
Zionist
source,
history works.
and generously a translation of that primary source, which is what Adnan relies on. And then you have the secondary sources, which is the interpretation of those primary sources. Now, I brought you primary sources that were both Jewish and Muslim, from Tapari to Maimonides, from the Cairo Geniza to wandering historians who went to...
Conclusions.
So,
Academic conclusions.
What I gave you was the primary sources, and Adnan ridiculed them. What he's not telling you is every historian has a bias. Every historian has an agenda, usually.
He's right.
What Adnan's doing is he's taking that person's interpretation of history and presenting that because it supports his narrative.
Jewish
He's
academics.
also misrepresenting that. So Bernard Lewis, his favourite person to quote, talks extensively about the anti-Semitism that Jews suffered under Islam. Moshe Gill, who is the academic that the academics quote, he is was the authority on the Jewish condition under Islam. From the very emergence of Islam through to the Ottoman period. He is the authority, the historians quote, and he is explicit in his writing.
Read his conclusion.
I haven't got them to me. I'd have to bring the book. I'll bring.
Okay, then don't make claims.
Okay, Adnan, you literally just quoted Bernard
I
Lewis.
quoted people.
No, you just said Bernard Lewis said this to some Israelis in an audience. Like every time you quote, when I look it up, it's a lie. Every time. No. Stand by that.
Okay.
I was being hyperbolic.
Okay.
Most times.
Most times.
Bring sources.
One. Wait, no. This is a very serious claim.
Adnan.
Most times.
I did not.
One example.
I did not interrupt you.
Not to what? You can't lie to people and expect me to not interrupt you. One example where I misrepresented the quotes. One example. One. He said every time. Then he went back on that. He said most times. That was hyperbole, right? Now I'm challenging you hyperbole, right? Now most times, all I'm asking for once, one example. Yallah. You can't just run away throwing beep on the fan. As they say when it hits the fan.
I presented primary sources of Jews who lived under Islam.
One example. I need an example. Wait. Or take it back. Take it back.
Take what back?
No, you said most times I misrepresent history and quotes.
Okay.
One example. Ya Allah, now we're talking. It's going to be fun now. One example. It's going to go on Twitter. This is going to be fun. Okay, remember he said every time. and then he went back on
So this
most
is-
times,
this is
and
what-
now he can't even think of one example.
This is what Adnan said. Adnan claimed on video, and anyone can go back.
So that's one case, you say. But before you presented one case.
multiple cases from that time.
Okay, so you're going to present all those multiple cases, yeah? Inshallah. Good. Now we're dealing with it. So what did I say?
Adnan said, we have been honored by the Ishmaelites that we worship together the same God in this holy place.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't say that anywhere. And the reason why this
Wait,
is...
sorry, wait.
So this is
Where?
the Pitron...
No.
Sefer Pitron Torah.
No, Sefer Petron.
Yeah.
So where is that?
So this is... So you said, on camera...
No. Read what I posted.
That's
No. Read what I posted, brother. You can't read what you
That's a
posted.
screenshot, that's a
He's reading from what he posted.
That's a screenshot. So
He's reading for what he thinks I said. Read from what I posted.
I'm trying to get that.
You're gonna have the, this is surgery gone wrong.
This is...
Now we're looking for instruments.
This is the quote that
You're gonna have the ride of your life
This
today.
is the English quote that Adnan quoted.
Okay, where from?
I don't know where you quoted it.
Oh, good. What you do? If you don't know where I quoted it
I
from,
can go back to
no.
what you said.
So I'm assuming you might have checked it, right?
So that we had
I
this
quoted the book title, the page, and the exact quote, screenshot from the page. You're gonna have fun today. You're gonna have fun. He said, all the times I misrepresent history. Then when I challenged him, he said,
Adnan,
most times.
Adnan, can I respond?
And
or
now
are you
he's
just gonna
struggling to
talk?
find one. Go on.
So I'm going to go through each one of the ones you brought.
Yeah. So let's lead
The
one by
people
one.
The people in whose hand the temple is today have made it into a choice, excellent and honourable place of worship.
Yes.
They say, let us worship the one God who created heaven and earth, to whom the creatures belong, until the coming of the Messiah, and on that day the true worship will be renewed and will be acceptable before God.
Okay.
Before we get into what it actually says, I'm going to ask you, what language did you quote?
I took this quote from A History of Jerusalem, authored by Karen. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Authored by Karen Armstrong. Okay. When I quoted this source, because Karen Armstrong is a reputable scholar. She's lecturing around the world. She's a well-recognized scholar, okay, and she is qualified in her field. She actually taught Hebrew at university, as far as I know. I read. Wait. Finish. Let me finish. You asked me a question. She quoted this very quote in her book, A History of Jerusalem. I took it word by word and I pasted it. So now he's claiming that I misrepresented the original. Okay, that's
Not
what.
at all.
So okay. So now you're going back on it.
Can I make my
No, you're
point?
going back on it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Then you'll
Good.
understand the argument.
Sir-
Instead of getting smart, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
So Adnan was ridiculing me before for